Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Wame and I am currently living in China as a student, and this video is gonna be all about how much it costs to live in China and just how much I spend as a student living in China. Let's get started. Oh, and before we get started, I have to mention that I think that China is one of the cheapest places I've ever been to. So for utilities, let's start with water. Water is divided into two in our school. There's cold running water and then there's hot running water. So the cold running water is paid for by the school, so I have no idea how much they spend on that. And then with running water also, we are advised not to drink the water from the tap, and so we always buy water in 20-liter containers, and that's 10 yuan per container. So in a month, if I drink I don't drink enough water. And then for hot water, which we use for showering, I spend about 30 yuan. Also depending on whether it's winter or summer. Oopsie daisy, forgot electricity. Now transport is my absolute favorite because it's so cheap. Literally you would get on a bus and on a very long distance and you just pay 2 yuan. Like, how does that even happen? The metro, which is the underground or the subway, is typically 4 yuan single trip. Also very cheap, but the cheapest would be the bus followed by the train. And then there's the Didi or taxi, or equivalent of Uber or Grab in other countries. So this one is the more expensive one, but maybe more convenient because it drops you off exactly where your location is. And then apart from the Didi, we have the normal taxis, and those ones are the metered ones. So that one can cost even double because yeah, sometimes the taxi drivers can take a longer route just so that you can pay more. So there's no knowing. If you're new to China or you're just not familiar with China, you won't know that he's taking a longer route, and it can be so much more expensive. So it's always advisable to use the Didi. And then we also have the bikes. So those ones are more expensive, and you find that a very short distance can cost you like 15 yuan. Really short distance, and I think those ones they charge for our ignorance. But the nice thing about them is it's really fast. They really speed through the traffic. There's also these other, I don't know what to call them, also like these cars, but not cars. I don't know what they call them. I'll find out what they're called. But those ones also charge almost the same as the bikes. We also have these rental bikes that go for about 2 yuan for a typical distance around town. I've actually never used these bikes before. I've only used the e-bikes. Wasted opportunity. So I think the thing also to mention about the transport here is there are so many kinds of transport, and they're available everywhere, easily available, very affordable, so many options to choose from, so many choices. So it's brilliant. When it comes to food, I'm so bad at keeping track of how much I spend on food, but mostly I eat out because food outlets here in China are everywhere, and they typically cost 18 yuan to 21 yuan on average, and that's totally affordable. And so other than eating out, I cook a little bit, so I just don't know how much I spend on food, but I think on average I would say maybe 1,000 yuan. So I think in a day 60 yuan on food is a safe bet, because with breakfast, I've seen sometimes I buy breakfast at the school canteen and it's about 10 yuan or less. And then for lunch, if I were to eat 3 meals in a day, for lunch it would be maybe 25 yuan maximum, because I would include like a drink for 3 yuan inside there, and then the same amount for dinner as well. So that's like 50 plus the 10 from the morning, that's 60 yuan. Other than that, I spend money on buying beef, chicken, vegetables, oil, eggs, sugar, bread. But talking about the bread though, I feel like the bread is quite expensive because it's like 8 yuan 50 for half a loaf. In my country, I think that same amount you would get for a full or even 2 loaves. I don't know now, but I know now prices have gone up a little bit, but I think you'd get 2 loaves with 2 full loaves with that amount. So one thing also to mention about eating out, when I say eat out, I'm not talking junk food, I'm talking proper meals, because the culture here in China is people eat out a lot. They go to these eating outlets where nutritious meals are prepared, where just a proper meal is prepared. So that's what I mean literally by eating out. And eating out also, in my culture, eating out is a special occasion, but here eating out, we just mean you are going outside of your room to go and eat in an eating outlet. So I'll show you the visuals of how it looks like. And then we also have the fancier ones, which are typically not necessary for you to go to, but sometimes you want to take yourself out and treat yourself, and you can go to those ones. But typically we have these other just like outlets available everywhere. But of course, from time to time, I do have burgers, and those ones I like to order in, like just let them come to my room. I love that service as well. It's so convenient, ordering online and then it just comes to your door. And then with eating out, I also have to mention, because we're still talking about the cost of living, right? You don't tip. You don't ever tip. There's no tipping in China. Can you believe it? So it's something that you don't have to worry about when you are eating out, or when you are budgeting, when you're, planning out your expenses. And then let's talk about self-care. So for hair, I spend typically 550. That's the most I've ever spent, and that's the amount that I usually spend when I do my singles. And I take about 2 months with the hairstyle. That's a lot. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money compared to what I'm used to back home, because I would maybe spend half of that for the same hairstyle. For nails, I typically spend 100 for a manicure, and then about 70 for my pedicure, like this. I'm showing you because I think that's so pretty. Because I like this creamy white color. I don't like the super white color. So last time I told them I wanted cream, and the lady didn't really get it. So, because language barrier, right? So this time around they got it, and I was so happy. And then if you want to trim your eyebrows, you can do it for 10 yuan. I did it only once and I didn't go again. As for clothes, well, I went to some shops to just give you ideas of prices from the different malls here. Clothes are the prices are so varied. I broke it down into a diagram. We have retail, wholesale, and online stores. Under retail, there are individual merchants which can either be indoors or outside. The prices range from 30 to 100 yuan on average. Then we have franchises, or more accurately, chain stores such as H&M, Zara, and others, where the prices range from 200 to 500 RMB. But you can find a tee for like 79 RMB at H&M. Then we have luxury or premium stores, still under retail. Prices there range between 1,000 and 3,000 RMB, okay. Then under wholesale, you can find deals like 5 items for 100 RMB. Okay, but more accurately, 3 to 4 items for 100 RMB. Like shoes and pieces of clothing and so on. Then there's online shopping, where prices range from 20 yuan to 200 on average. Like you see, this jacket is 163 yuan. I haven't mastered the skill of online shopping. I am still struggling. Okay, let's get to the data. Now, data, of course, there's Wi-Fi in the school that's offered in the school, but I find that it doesn't always connect. I don't know why. Is it because there's so many of us, or I don't know, or there's weak connectivity from the service point to our rooms? I don't know. But regardless, I pay 20 yuan every month for it, just in case I need to use it. And then for the data plan for my phone is 69 per month. But I started off by paying 399 in the beginning, and then just keep paying 69 every month. Yeah, that's just their package as they offer it. I don't know if this is worth mentioning, but VPN, VPN also there's a cost attached to that, because I have the paid one, but then this one I paid once off in the beginning of the year, and it was 150 for the laptop and then 130 for the phone. So other people prefer to use free VPNs, but I prefer to use the paid one because I feel like it's less stressful. It's almost always worth it. But I won't include that in my monthly expenditure because it's not something that I spend month to month. It's something that I paid once off and I'm done with it. So now let's have a breakdown of all the costs put together. Utilities, I spend about 120 yuan. Data, I spend 90 yuan. Transport, 500 yuan, give or take. Food, 1,000 yuan, give or take. Hair, 550. Nails, 170. Going out, 100. But it's probably more. If I add that all up, it goes to 2,530. So that basically sums up my budget. And also, I hope you were able to see just how much things cost typically. And also, I think that with transport, like I mentioned, it's so cheap. And the reason why my expenditure for it is a bit high, like 500 yuan, I think I could even cut it by half if I used the metro and bus religiously. But I don't use those because the metro station is far from my school. It's about 30 minutes of walking, and I don't always have the luxury of time. And also, it's a long distance, so sometimes you're just too tired to do that and you don't have enough time to do that. And so I use the DD most of the time. But if I were to use those other modes, the cheaper ones, I'm sure I could spend maybe 250 max in a month. So it's literally it's me. Like, I think with transport, it's really on you that you get to spend so much. If you want, you can spend so much less. I think that sums up the video. I hope you got some valuable info, and let me know what other things you would like to know what they cost. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.